Smoke is in the air. Fights have passed. So you know what this is. Welcome back to another episode of Combat and Kick It with your host, Bando. Like I said, fights have passed, which means there were some fights this past weekend that we must talk about, we must discuss, we must review. First off, we had Cory Sandhagen versus Marlon Vera in a highly anticipated bantamweight matchup that was completely one-sided in Cory Sandhagen's favor, and we'll break that down, we'll get deep into that, but overall, fantastic matchup, and Cory Sandhagen took it over completely one-sided, like I said. Then you had the boxing matchup between Caleb Plant and David Benavidez, which I did a breakdown on, but I did not post it. I don't even know what happened. I just didn't post it, and I'm mad I didn't post it, but what are you going to do? But I didn't post it. And the fight has gone and passed. And it was a great fight from both men. It was very competitive. At first, it was in Caleb Plant's favor, and David Benavidez started hitting him with heavier shots and took over the fight. But, like I said, anytime that there is smoke in the air and fights have passed, we must talk, we must review. So let's jump right into the review. Let's get it.
Decision, Cory Sandhagen.
Alright, so, like I said, this past weekend, Cory Sandhagen and Marlon Vera went on a went at it in a huge matchup. Huge bantamweight matchup. A lot of high stakes in it because their position in the rankings was Marlon Vera number 3 was going up against Cory Sandhagen number 5. I would assume that switches now, just naturally would just switch. But it's a huge matchup because you have Merab take over against Petr Yan a few weeks ago in such a one-sided matchup that it actually shocked a lot of fans that it would be so one-sided. So having another one-sided matchup like this really put some what's the word I'm looking for? It just adds a lot to the bantamweight division because you got Merab, who's not willing to fight the champion, who is Aljamain Sterling, because they're teammates, they're close friends, so he won't fight. You got Cory, who put on a phenomenal performance against Marlon Vera. Now, a lot of people are saying, oh, Marlon Vera didn't show up. It wasn't the best version of Marlon Vera. Truth be told, this is the way that Marlon Vera fights, and we all knew that. He does fight in a slow sense, but I think the way that Cory moves and the way that Cory fights, it was just too much for Marlon. Marlon could not get comfortable. Marlon will get comfortable if you're slower and you'll stand in front of him and he can pick his shots a little bit. And or if you play into his game. If he would have got Cory to get into a slugfest with him, it would have been a different story. Maybe there would have been a little bit more action and more output on Cheeto's side. But there wasn't, and Cory definitely took over. Cory mixed up his game like I said he should. He needed to mix up the wrestling a little bit and just have Cheeto thinking, and he did have Cheeto thinking. Now, Cheeto had a fantastic third round. That was pretty much it. I shouldn't even say a fantastic third round. A better third round than the first, second, and fourth and fifth. Third round was his best round. I shouldn't even say it was a fantastic round because it wasn't. He was just landing more shots and throwing a little bit more on the volume side. But he, I don't know, he could not get comfortable. When you got a guy like Cory Sandhagen who does not stand in front of you, he hits you with a shot, he's moving to the left, hits you with a shot, he's back to the right, more to the right after another shot. His lateral movement is incredible, and it's extremely impressive to me. And it fucked Marlon up. It completely fucked Marlon up. Marlon could not get any type of shot going. He couldn't get his punches going. You can see that Cory saw everything coming. Cory saw everything coming. They almost looked telegraphed just because of obviously there was nothing Marlon could do. Marlon couldn't kick him to slow him down. I thought Marlon would have had some success maybe with some leg kicks. If he would have used some leg kicks to cut Cory off a little bit, he couldn't even cut the cage off. He couldn't do anything. Cory just looked phenomenal in there. And Cory looks like a future champion, truth be told. I've been saying it for a while, even though he has lost to the current champion. It happens. It was a very quick matchup in a very shitty time period during 2020. But I think Cory Sandhagen is a future champion. Now, Cory won this fight, obviously, and proceeds to call out Merab. So it makes sense because you got Cory winning in dominant fashion, Merab winning in dominant fashion. Maybe that collision course is gonna happen. But in my opinion, the last thing that Cory Sandhagen should do is fight Merab You already know what his name is, Merab. I don't think he should fight Merab. I think, one, it's a dumb fight for any fighter to take in a division that is already in a position to be in a conversation for a title shot. Because if he takes that fight, right, and Merab wins, that just fucks the whole division up. You know what I'm saying? You just took another opportunity of another number one contender out and away from Cory Sandhagen because you won't fight the champion anyways. So I think that would be very pointless. I think Cory Sandhagen versus Sean O'Malley makes the most sense. It'd be a fan pleasing fight. Striking wise, it would be fun. They're very similar in some senses. I think Cory's got an overall better game. But I would like to see that fight, and I think that fight makes more sense if you're talking to rankings. Look, any fighter that's gonna fight Merab, I think is a break-in fight to break yourself into the top 5. He's almost like just going to be a gatekeeper. He can never be a champion. He could always be top 5, but he's just a gatekeeper for the top 5 division, or the top 5 of the division. And like Umar Nurmagomedov is going up against him, and I think Umar's got a phenomenal chance of winning that fight. And if he does, boom, the break into the top 10 or top 5. There it is. It's right there for him now. So it's kind of shitty for Merab because, like, Merab's a fucking really good fighter. And he, like I said, put on a phenomenal performance against a former champion. But you're just a gatekeeper. You're literally just gatekeeping the division for your boy, which I understand. He's your friend. You're very close teammates. You don't want to, do him dirty. You don't want to cross him, whatever the case may be. I understand that. But this is the fight game, man. It's the fight game. You're at the top of the division. He's at the top of the division. Just proves that you are two of the best in the division. You got to fight. It has to happen, or you got to get taken out of your position. And I think Umar Nurmagomedov is the type of guy to do it. So we'll see. We'll see. But the bantamweight division's got a lot going on now because you got Cory with that. You got Merab. Obviously, will never fight for a title until either Aldo loses or Aldo's no longer in the division. It's just so stupid. But either way, you got him. You got Petr Yan, who needs to get a win now. So any fight that he takes, I think like a Ricky Simone type of fight would be smart for him. Something that's still exciting. Still could be on maybe a main card, like an opener or something like that. But I think that's the type of fight that he would need to take. You got Henry Cejudo's going up against Aljo in May. I think they said May 6th, May 5th or something. May 6th maybe? I think it's in May. And I think it's in Newark, New Jersey. Little Sopranos action. Hell yeah. Cue the Sopranos music. But yeah, like, you got that matchup. You got Sean O'Malley sitting waiting. That's why I think him and Cory Sandhagen make sense. So think about it. If you got Aljo versus Henry, then you got Sugar Sean versus Cory, then you have Merab versus Umar Nurmagomedov. You could take Petr Yan, put him up against somebody. Let Marlon chill. You could even let Marlon and Petr Yan just chill for a minute and just let these other guys work out the top 5 of the division. But like I said, I think Cory Sandhagen is a future champion. He looked phenomenal. Few impressive wins on the card. Holly Holm looked great. Nate Landwehr looked like a fucking savage. As always, that's exactly what we expected from him, was to look like a savage. You know what? He's looking more technical too. He's looking very technical. He's looking technically sound like he's improving every fight. I thought Daniel Pineda. I thought he was impressive too. I thought he did very, very well in that performance against Tucker Lutz. Albert Duraev, I actually didn't even see that fight. I was sitting there, but I think I fell asleep during that fight. I woke up during the decision because he was on my parlay, so shout out to that. Macy Barber beat Andrea Lee in a very close split decision. Honestly, the judging on this San Antonio card, I think this was San Antonio, right? or it was Texas in general, but wherever the fuck it was, wherever the fuck it was, the judging there fucking blew bag. It sucked. It sucked. It sucked. It sucked. Cory Sandhagen almost got robbed of not almost robbed, but just the fact that someone scored the last 3 rounds for Cheeto is just baffling to me. There's no way that judge sat there and said, Cheeto Vera won this fight. He clearly won this fight. I don't know what you guys were seeing. He clearly won this fight. Come on. There's no way. There's no way that the ref said that. There's no way that the ref sat there and said, oh, he won 3 rounds. He definitely won 3 rounds to 2. Cheeto Vera is one of my favorite fighters in the UFC. I wanted him to win. I was sick. I was pissed when he lost. There was no 3 rounds to 2. So bad judging on the night. Like, it should have been a unanimous decision there. The Andrea Lee versus Macy Barber fight was a lot closer than a lot closer than scored. So I don't know. I think after every card, we have a judges discussion. So who knows? Maybe there's some shit that needs to be fixed with the judging. But yeah, there was a problem this past weekend, and I heard one of the referees who had a really bad night on some other pro promotion. I'm not sure what the promotion was. I saw the video. Dude was completely out. If I find it, I'll post it in with this one. Dude was completely out. Ref didn't see it. If we can see it just watching the fucking video and you can't see it face to face, that's bad. And the same weekend he reffed the fight in the UFC, that shit's got to be fixed. That's bad. That's real fucking bad. So hopefully they get some shit fixed with that. Fix this judging. Hopefully these shitty refs, a lot of these refs come out of nowhere. They put these shitty ass refs. Get them out of there, bro. There was another ref in there. I think it might have even been the same one. He was missing the fence grabs and shit like that during the fight. So get him out of here. Get good refs in there. Get good judges in there. Get people that are going to pay attention. Score things properly. And fix this. Clean this shit up. Please. Please, please, please. But overall, it was a good free night of fights. I enjoyed it. The anticipating matchup that we got, it wasn't what I expected, but it was one-sided. Cory Sandhagen looked great, so you can't take nothing away from him. And you already know we got a lot to get from the future of the bantamweight division. It's one of the best, if not the best division in all of MMA right now. But overall, I appreciate you for listening to the video, watching the video. As always, do me a favor, click the like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Hit the bell notification so you know when the next video comes out. I can't even fucking talk. I can never talk. But either way, check me on the next episode. You already know. I appreciate you for watching this one. I'll talk to you later. Peace.